The opening of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by the delightfully disturbing RobPsych.com.
Whoa.
Now, that's Psych, not S-I-K-E or P-S-Y-K or whatever you want to spell it. It's R-O-B-S-E-Y-K, RobPsych.com. This Halloween, terrify your senses and challenge your sanity with unnerving imagery at RobPsych.com. Rob Psych novels and short stories force you to remind yourself it's only fiction.
Or is it?
Search Rob Psych in the Kindle section through our Amazon page or at robpsych.com. That's R-O-B-S-E-Y-K, robpsych.com, generating years of nightmares, one story at a time.
Creepy.
And now, because we didn't do birthdays yesterday, and we didn't do our mailbag yesterday, we're doing mailbag today. And
Wonderful.
to read the opening letter, the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
Probably does it better.
Just flew in on Air Force One.
Dear TMOS.
Mr. President?
Somebody bump him, maybe.
Mr. President.
It's to give him a little kick.
There, that was my Barack Obama impression.
Tell me.
So now I'm going to read it as me. Thanks for all the entertainment over the years, TMOS, and please accept these worthless items as a small token of my gratitude. Even in the likely event these books end up in Mike's bathroom as reading material for sneaky
That's for Mike.
Deuce Ronick, at the very least, I bought everything off Amazon through TMOS homepage, S&D. And I know, since I've been a very little kid, there's nothing I like getting as a gift more than a book.
Well, you know what? It's the book that keeps on. It's the gift.
Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, that's a good start.
RJ, Rob is opening your present.
That's right. RJ, who sent me a wonderful email last night.
Very good.
Sure did.
Yes. It's a book entitled, Mike, The Slowest Animals.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
And let's see. Oh, and look.
Inchworms and...
RJ's on page 20.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
All right.
Very nice.
I think Oscar should go next.
Go ahead,
Alrighty
Oscar.
then.
Oscar's
Everyone
opening
knows I
his
like
book.
to... Oh, a self-help book.
What is it?
Couple Skills, second edition. Making your relationship work.
The first edition was
very nice.
recalled.
I like that. Go ahead, Buzz. Open up.
All right, let's do this. And it is... Chris Mooney is the author. It's called The Republican Brain.
Oh,
I can
very
now
nice.
finally understand
Well, why are all
the
the
Republican brain.
Why are all the pages blank?
I think that's must reading for you. Hey, Rob Spiewak, turning into a real partisan.
I want to tell you.
All right. Go ahead, Mark Ronick.
I've got 100 weird ways to make money.
Ah.
Ah.
You know what? I bet you'll read that.
I will read this.
That is
will.
terrific.
I might have some time.
Mine doesn't feel like a book.
Okay.
Mine is it's a sign of some sort.
Looks like a calendar.
Stay off the blue suede shoes.
Very nice.
Hey, and you know what? You got books and I got something cool, so face.
I got a book,
O'Mara.
too. See what this is? Oh, wow. The Harley-Davidson Motor Company Archive Collection. A detailed overview of Harley-Davidson's revolution. Devotees will be pleased.
Nice.
Very, very cool. I love a good Harley book, and that fits into today's show, so I really appreciate this guy.
I think Mike
Ryan,
got the...
God bless you.
Mike got the best gift.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mike. Mikey wins.
That's good. And now, without further ado, it's time to jump. From Jackie Stallone.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Sean, you better celebrate your birthday with your pants off.
Oh,
Thank you. Tuesday was number 43 for Victor Castro, our number one gay in Northern California. You sure it's number one guy or number
No,
one gay?
he proclaimed himself the number one gay.
Our number one gay in Northern
I
California.
thought he'd be from Cuba.
He and his buddy Ron say they plan to get gay all Victor Castro and his buddy.
You know, fellas, there's nothing more intense than the love between two men, unless it's the love between four men.
Thank you very
Oh,
much,
dude,
Buzz.
that's really great.
Tuesday
I knew
was
they'd like
also Mike Smith's birthday. He'd like Rob to run out in Uncle Buck's car, fill it with explosives, and push it off a cliff.
Really?
He says he's tired of that car.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. What's his name?
His name is Mike Smith.
Mike Smith. I'll be right back.
There you go. Lick it.
Mike, it's full of explosives, and I have to watch out for this guardrail up here. Oh, look out! Look out! Oh, it's on fire now.
Oh, dear.
The explosives.
Set off the alarm.
Another explosion. A secondary explosion.
It's horrible.
Thank you.
I think I
carnage.
can fix it.
Yesterday was Gina Thornton's birthday out in Fredericksburg, Virginia. She saw us at the State Theater and would love to hear our traditional birthday song. So for Gina,
Okay.
on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go.
Birthday, Gina's
Vagina.
birthday.
It was Andrew Schramm's 27th birthday yesterday.
Schramm.
He'd like to hear Rob do Miami RJ on the subject of Halloween.
Well, there's one thing. It's about a 1-year anniversary.
What, would
for
I
this.
catch you by surprise on that one? You
I'm
know?
just trying to think exactly what direction I want to go with this.
Okay, thank you. And Catherine Brisseno turned 24
Obviously,
yesterday.
a very brief direction.
She needs advice on how to be successful, as explained by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, Tina Rice,
Oh, my.
Equally brief.
who says she eagerly awaits every show, is having a birthday this week. She'd like Rob to play any of his face songs.
Oh, you want to hear a face song?
Yeah,
we can
for
do
Tina,
that.
for Tina Rice.
Very
Do you think
popular.
there is a reason why she wants a face song?
That's because Catherine Brisseno asked her.
Oh, okay, very, very good.
See, I never disappoint people.
You don't.
Thank you.
The first time
My favorite.
Thank you.
My favorite.
ever I saw you.
Face.
It's the anticipation.
Today is Megan Green's birthday. She turns 30. Hey, a lot of ladies.
Yeah.
Ah, it's a lady.
Her brother says Liam Neeson needs to persuade her to listen harder. All right? Megan, I want you to understand this. They're going to come for you, and I'm going to kill them. I don't know. That was terrible.
I like
don't
it.
know.
enjoyed it.
That
It's
must
all-
be from the new movie.
So, you know,
Right.
sometimes
Taken two.
are they all requests now? All of them?
Many-
Like everybody?
Many
all
are.
requests.
You are like a jukebox of laughter, Mike.
It's also Roger Schreifrecke Freeze.
How is it spelled?
Schieifrecke. Hey, get down to the town hall and change that name.
Smith. They really blew
Roger
it on Ellis
Scheifreck.
Island, didn't they?
It's Scheifreck.
Sorry, I'm sure it is.
It's Roger Scheifreck's birthday today. He turns 40. He'd like a greeting from Oscar's impression of Rob. One of my all-time favorites.
Roger?
Roger Scheifreck. All right, clear that throat.
Sounds like an impression of
Here,
Buzz.
use my cough.
Oh,
button.
please. Roger?
Very breathy.
Is it getting higher?
I just finished my yoga class, but I want to give you a big happy birthday from me and Elvis. Happy birthday, Roger.
You know what makes me laugh about that impression?
What?
It's the inconsistency of it.
Yeah.
Every
Tomorrow-
time it's different.
It's always being worked on.
Tomorrow,
Work in progress.
tomorrow is John King's birthday, and he'd love to hear a greeting from Jack Cassidy. Well, John King, I hope you have a marvelous birthday. Perhaps you could set some of your friends on fire.
Say, aren't you gay
Yes, I am.
or just bisexual?
Delightful. I'm bisexual.
That's what you are.
I'm omnisexual. I'll do everything and everyone.
Oh.
Jack Cassidy. Jimmy Taylor is also having a birthday tomorrow. He got his Dick Queasy and S&D t-shirts, and he'd like a greeting from Jesse Ventura. Well, that's great. Thank you. I'm sorry.
the
When you
disinterested
give me
governor.
30 of them, I'm just
Yeah.
not going to do. They're all going to lack. Sunday isn't just the Lord's Day.
That's right.
The timeless Buzz Burbank has a birthday Sunday.
That's right.
He'd like a date with the Suicide Girls.
Yes, I will.
I just watched that movie.
The Suicide
Isn't it
Girls?
serious?
Suicide Girls Must Die.
Is that based on the website that I'm so fond of? Or?
Got no idea.
Is it a bunch of pale chicks? I think they're hot.
Bunch of goth
Goth
sort
chicks,
of
yeah,
lesbian
yeah,
goth chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Ford of Atlanta is turning 29 Sunday. He's a big fan of Baltimore Billy. Well, isn't that great? And Michael Dunn celebrates Sunday as well. He's hoping we put out a Mike O'Mara Show video game. Well, we did that years ago on the old Don
That'd be
Mike
great.
Show.
He wants a new
Something very simplistic, I think. It's called Angry Disc Jockeys.
Dustin Herr enters his douchebag 30s on Monday. He says he's a huge fan of the show and would like to hear us bring back Tom Bergeron and Dancing with the Stars. Well, hey, Dustin, that's great. I hope you have a great birthday on Dancing with the Stars. Thank you.
Points for obscurity.
All right, very good. Is that it? That's
That's
all
it.
of them. S&D, start the show.
You got it.
You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
The makers of fantastic cigarettes, long in the leaf and short in the can, bring you another true story from the tattered casebook of Nick Danger, Third Eye. Let's join him now in the adventure we call Cut Him Off in the Past.
I parked parked my car in the carriage house and walked up the gray gravel driveway between a line of dwarf maples toward the pillared entrance of the same mansion. It had been snowing in Santa Barbara ever since the top of the page, and I had to shake the cornstarch off my mucklocks as I lifted the heavy obsidian door knocker. Hey in there, open up! Your door knocker fell off.
What's all this brouhaha?
Brouhaha? Ha ha ha. Wait a minute. Don't you want this door knocker?
I already have one.
But this is yours.
You see? I told you. All right, come in out of the cornstarch and dry your mucklocks by the fire. Let me introduce myself. I am Nick Danger.
No, let me introduce myself. I am Nick Danger.
If you're so smart, why don't you pick up your cues faster?
Are those my cues?
Yes, and they must be dry by now. Why don't you pull them up out of the cellophane before they scorch? I assume you've come to see my mistress, Mr. Danger.
I don't care about your private life or what his name is. I've come to see Nancy.
Well, she's in the aviary stunting trees. I shall return with her straight away. You may wait here in the sitting room, or you can sit here in the waiting room.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Buzz Burbank, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from what used to be Buzz Burbank's easy chair, but now it's Mike's because of his surgery, here's Mike.
Live from the Kathy Pfeiffer Studios, it's America's most beloved podcast, The Mike O'Mara Show. Downloaded more than 15 million times and heard in 150 countries worldwide. Whoa. You can call us 718-506-1625.
Nope.
No. It is Friday, October 5, 2012, and we're delighted to have you along with us. Our show today is brought to you by the life-saving courses at Northern Virginia Community College. Summertime was the right time. Well, it's fall.
Yeah, it might be time to update
Yeah, it is
that.
fall now.
It's fall, so summertime is...
That was,
not,
Well, really,
that was unfortunate, wasn't
any
it?
time is the right time.
Yeah, it's nice. We don't have a large continuity department, but, so I can look at Mark and Buzz and say, it's not summertime,
That's
guys.
right.
It's fall, so please update that.
Fix that straight away.
Or even autumn.
Yes. NVCC offers CPR and first aid training. You can do that year-round.
That's right. Yes.
Obviously. In fact, when you're outside of summer activities and you want to do something that's probably a good fall activity, I would recommend it. Campuses in Manassas, Loudon, and Springfield. Like them on Facebook at NVCC AHA Training Center. Registration's open now, so click their ad on our website, Northern Virginia Community College and American Heart Association Training Center. Take a class to save a life. Lots to talk about. Before we do that, what was that thing you played?
Nick Danger.
What is that?
Third Eye. It's the Fire Sign Theater. It's a great album. I believe it is. It's the Marx and Lennon one. What is it? How can you be in two places at once?
When you're really not anywhere at all.
Classic album.
Let's open up the room right now. Scale of 1 to 10. Nick Danger bit. What did you think?
Well, he can't vote because he wasn't listening.
10. I give it a 10.
10. Buzz loves it. Mark Gronick.
No, thank you.
That's 3 to 1 on the votes. on that.
I don't get to vote.
I think Fire Sign Theater. I thought it sucked. I always thought it sucked.
Just
and
try
it
to
still
keep
sucked.
it mixed up, Mike.
I understand that, Rob. I never. Don't begrudge
What
you.
era is it from?
It's 70s.
Late 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
It's improv comedy, DJs, smoking weed.
I just never liked it.
It's a great pot record is what I understand. But for some reason, I like it too.
See, there you go. That's why he loves it.
But I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a pot guy. Despite, sometimes I go to the bowl on the top of the fridge where I keep my marijuana cigarettes, but I don't like to smoke grass when I'm listening to the Fire Sign Theater.
As someone who was probably more with it and older than you during the 70s, you were a baby.
Right.
I will tell you this. You know what? 1970s humor, you got to go George Carlin, otherwise Carlin set it out.
Steve Martin's albums.
As I said.
Really?
George
Not even
Carlin,
the Wild and
Cheech
Crazy
and
song?
Chong. No.
Well, he hates Cheech and Chong. We learned that on yesterday's rebroadcast.
You're talking about a fan of both. I actually had, here's a problem I had. I'm on the scoot and I'm riding around.
Right.
And it's, people that don't like me saying scoot, screw you. Thank you very much. I'm riding my motorcycle.
I'm just saying that when you say you're on the scoot, it sounds like you might have had too much fiber.
On the motorcycle, I have the music on shuffle.
Right.
And unfortunately, I like Steve Martin's album enough where I downloaded it.
Yeah.
And it comes on the motorcycle. It's so
Well,
inappropriate.
it's not a motorcycle.
No.
Again, you know what?
I got paid for doing this. It's like
I'm so mad at my mother.
I burn on that album so rapidly The Steve Martin album, George Carlin, I could listen to it.
But the Steve Martin bits are more fun to see him perform them.
But also,
Absolutely.
I've got a soft spot because I remember that album. It was my father burned on it originally and gave it to me as a kid, so I didn't listen to it for 20 years, downloaded it, heard it again, and I found that I still had it memorized in my head. I used to listen to it over and over again.
Yeah, but I think really the gold standard that holds up to this day, boy, you can't argue with that, George.
No, you're right.
No,
you're right.
he's smart. He's
I
great.
truly love him. On the program today, a manly moment for Mr. Handy, Mr. Gearhead, yours truly.
Hey,
congratulations. Listen, what I'm going to talk about today could not be any more mundane to most of you, but for me, it is a personal triumph, and I'll explain why. Also, the numbers game between the unemployment numbers today and also the results of the debate. We didn't talk about that yesterday. We will talk about it today. Oscar Santana's mental health. I review all of your Facebook pages, and Mark has learned this for a long time. Mark doesn't post anything on Facebook anymore that he knows I'll read.
Yeah.
So he's very careful not to do that.
Sure.
But now I tap into that. So if somebody writes I need a vacation, I always write down Oscar Santana's mental health. Want to check into that?
Oh, nice.
And make sure.
I was hammered.
Well, we gave him a day off yesterday. What more does he want?
Yard sale Saturday tomorrow. We will not be having the yard sale show because Carla didn't choose to.
And also, we did the pricing rebroadcast yesterday.
We did.
A lot of the magic is out of the orange.
A review of the Mark and Rob show. Want to find out how you guys did at Quench the other night. New Strine animation. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Great.
And bye-bye Bobby Valentine for the Red Sox. So let's start out with my manly moment that I really wanted to lead with today. All right. So, one of the things when you are a Harley enthusiast is it's not just a motorcycle, it's a platform to spend money for the rest of your life.
Sure.
You can add on to the tune of tens, literally, if you chose to, you could add on tens of thousands of dollars of things to a motorcycle.
It can be your hobby.
And
but
isn't
the
this
basic
how,
stuff,
isn't this how Harley really feathers their nest? I mean, I know they sell the motorcycles.
It sure is a smart little formula.
Yeah.
You know, and they have things that are called stock, and then you just upgrade, and you upgrade. So one of the things that I discovered with this motorcycle that Carla got me, and I am thrilled with riding it, but the stock speakers were something I wanted to up. I wanted a little more sound, sound improvement. You know, it's really thin. You know, it kind of sounds like, you know.
Well, you got louder pipes, so you need louder speakers to hear them over the pipes.
You're also an audiophile quality wise. You want to know that you're getting the high and low end.
Right.
And I do love the fact that this is your issue with your motorcycle.
I
the
love
sound is thin.
It's just I want to have bigger, powerful speakers.
The people that really, I wouldn't say that motorcycles are your life. I'd say you're an enthusiast, but you know, we've met people who motorcycles are their life. Do you think they even have speakers in theirs?
Purists don't.
Probably not.
I'm just curious because I don't know.
Purists would have a chopper without a windshield and just get
no helmet,
bugs in their teeth.
Right.
Not about comfort. I'm enjoying the whole cruising luxury package.
Of course,
right.
I dig it. And my music is like number one. I talked to a guy when I was at the Harley dealership. He said, he doesn't listen to music at all unless he's on his bike. That's where he listens to music. There's something that there's a marriage of the two that really works.
Makes sense.
So I go to the dealership and I finally determined that I'm not going to get an amp. I'm not going to get. I gotta have my jams. Right?
You always say that.
I gotta have my jams.
That was jams with a Z.
And I'm going to go and get
Jock jams.
My jock jams.
There's a powder for that.
So I determined that I'm not going to buy the amp too expensive, not going to buy a woofer too expensive at this stage of the game. The guy talks me into the fact that I can probably improve what I got by just getting 4 speakers. Got 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, and that's what I'm going to do.
Wait.
Yeah.
Rear speakers in a motorcycle?
Yeah,
really?
it's got rear speakers.
Really?
You know that little area where Carla sits?
Yes.
They're all.
She'll keep saying to turn up the bass.
No. Hey.
Are they under the seat or on the side?
They're on the sides. They're not under the seat.
I withdraw that remark.
Could be.
It's an electric glide. And it's got a speaker on either side. Cool. It's a 4-speaker setup.
Stereophonic sound.
Yes,
quad.
It is.
I think you can go quad.
And so Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to tell.
It's Friday.
I know it is. He's Give him a drug. He's like, so the speakers are determined that that's what I'm going to get. Not going to get anything else, just speakers. It's the least expensive alternative to upgrade. And the way they do it, like they do at probably every dealership, is this dealership will go nameless. Because they're fine. They're a fine dealership, like all of them are.
Fine.
And I do business with several of them, so I don't want to piss anybody off. But I go from the counter where I've ordered the speakers and they're in stock to go schedule the service to have them installation. Yeah. And as I'm doing this, I said, I'm going to wait till I'm in Haiti to get it done. And it's like down the road. And the guy says, it's about an hour and a half tops labor. I'm like, no problem at all. So I go back, and the guy comes back and says, okay, I said, can you tell me how long the labor is going to be? He's like, I'll have to go back there and find out. So he does that. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Oh, you know what happened is there's the real answer, and then there's what Harley's allowed to charge answer. And there's a book that will say that speaker replacement is X number of hours.
And I know what the labor rate is on this. And
pricey,
I go
right?
back and he comes back and gets 3 hours.
I
said, you doubled the labor time. And the guy goes, well, that's what it is.
Meanwhile, Mark Ronick's in the back room. He's like, kid, tell him 3 hours.
I said, cancel my,
Good man.
And as opposed, now you might think it's speaker installation, no big deal. As opposed to canceling the entire
transaction.
I took the speakers,
bought those,
and I said, I'm going to do this myself.
Wow. No reason you can't.
Wow. Now, how big are the speakers that you bought? How big are the ones you're replacing?
They're the size of an Anderson window. No, they're little tiny speakers.
I'm guessing like 3 or 4 inches?
But it requires taking off the front fairing of the motorcycle and doing it's not much. I'm making it sound bigger than it is.
Did you sterilize before you started?
No, I did not. What do you mean sterilize?
Latex gloves, pre-surgery.
I did it yesterday, and I'm here to say that I successfully took out the old ones and installed it in my garage. I am a gearhead.
Of course you are.
Yeah. And now I've opened the Pandora's box.
Yes.
I'm going to do everything myself.
There's no stopping you.
Bonding time.
I'm going to go crazy on this.
And the question,
I was so proud of myself. Yes, anybody right now, there are mechanics out there. There are people that are mechanically inclined that are looking at me right now and going, "Hello, Nancy Vagina." That is speaker installation. Anybody could do that. I am telling you,
anybody.
I was so proud of myself. I felt like it was a triumph.
How did the wires have to be connected? Were they plugged?
It was easy.
Okay, cool.
It was easy. No wiring had to be. Running wire on a Harley is not the.
Well, you just had to unplug and plug in.
Yeah, but I had to take the front fairing. Excuse me. I had to take the front. I had to take the front fairing off.
You rewired your bike.
I did not rewire my bike.
I have an idea. Why don't you put your attitude in your pocket? Because up until now, you never even knew what a fairing was. So settle.
I can actually work
still had to hook the wires up correctly.
I don't burn them down.
So the fairing was the.
I know how to use the English language. We all have our talents.
That was the tough part. And there were 2 screws on the fairing that were problematic, that required me going out and getting a torque screwdriver.
Whoa.
And going out to Sears and getting some tools. And
Hi, do you have a torque screwdriver?
And I have the thing where I unscrew this problematic screw that was in the front, and it makes the you get this little you finally get it unscrewed, and you hear this. Plink.
That is the worst feeling in the world.
Has been eaten. I cannot find the
screw.
It's in there
somewhere.
I cannot find the screw, and so I'm a little anal when it comes to the job has been done. I put everything goes well. I test the speakers out. I put one of them in upside down, so I had to turn it back around. And
did that affect
was
the sound?
No, it didn't affect the sound. I finally put the fairing back on, and I know as I'm putting the fairing, I've been searching for this screw for an hour. And I can't find the screw, and it's like, I'm going to put the fairing back on without that screw, and I'll probably go to the Harley dealership today and get the screw. And at the very end, I look down, and I turn the motorcycle wheel and under the tire, mashed up against the tire.
On the pavement.
There's the last screw.
Magical.
Which means I installed it flawlessly.
Congratulations.
And I put it together, and I was very proud of myself.
I know that the internet is probably ablaze right now. They all want to know one thing.
What?
The speakers that you took out.
Yes.
Will they be available at the yard sale tomorrow?
Well, yeah. Absolutely.
They should be. Yeah,
yeah, 100%.
Nothing wrong with it.
How many
But I mean,
hours?
they're stock speakers, so I mean, it's real. I don't know what you can do with a speaker, but you can.
RJ wants them.
You can put them anywhere. You can put them.
How many
RJ
hours?
wants to put them in his backpack.
How much should I sell those speakers for?
Can you tell me? Can you ballpark what the upgrades were?
The upgrades were $300.
Okay, you should probably ask $50.
$50 for my speakers.
For the four,
and
for the pair,
and accept 35.
really?
four of
Yeah.
them?
For the 4?
Yeah.
They're brand new.
Yeah,
on
but
your
they're
bike.
stock. Here's the deal.
Yeah,
they're
they're not
stock, so
special.
anytime you have a bike that has speakers, you're already going to have them, so the demand isn't there.
That's unless he puts it on eBay.
Well, you know what he could do for an additional $20? He could install the speakers.
There you go. Come into Mike's garage.
No, but you know what? That number that I said for the speakers, that would have been the cost of the labor.
Right. But I don't think
To
you
install them.
Exactly.
I don't
I
think
saved myself $300. Face.
How
for
long
you.
did it take you to do all that?
Yeah, it didn't take 3 hours, did it?
No, I probably worked on it from about 4 o'clock to 7.
3 hours.
Now it took me 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But I mean,
2
in a-
hours
in a
was looking
garage-
for the screw.
In a garage, it would have taken you like 45.
Here you go, Mike.
minutes.
This is for Harley.
Right.
Face!
Thank you.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you very much.
Good
I'm
boy.
very happy.
Very nice.
And that's my my triumph. I feel, and I was really just
That's a
like,
Harley.
I
have
got
to
done.
stop
I'm looking
saying
at my
triumph.
motorcycle and I'm going,
Yeah.
I got to stop saying what?
Don't say Triumph because it's a competing brand.
Yeah, it was a victory, Rob.
No, don't say that either.
It was incredible.
I thought it was nice.
yeah, all right, win.
Win.
Whatever.
Every man has a time in their life, especially if they didn't grow up doing that, when they actually do something like that they're proud of themselves.
Very
That's
good.
true.
We
See
will
how
ta-
he did that?
What?
If you didn't grow up actually working,
Yes.
like me,
Thank
Oscar
you.
Santana.
No, I
everyone-
didn't start working on cars in my mid-20s.
You know what? What I'm doing today is going to wash the bike, and then are you ready? This is something you would never hear. These words would not come out. I'm going to organize my garage.
Whoa.
Really?
I'm going to organize. I'm going to go.
He buys
one of the-
one screwdriver, and now
Yes.
he's going to organize.
Oh,
his garage.
I got tools everywhere. You know that. I've
Yeah.
got tools all over the place.
I'd like to come and watch this.
But I'm okay. Lick it. We'll take a break and come back, and it's politics again. Little our take on the debate when we come back right after this. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Our segment is brought to you by Vistaprint.com. You need business cards that make a great impression, and you need a great deal on those cards. There's only one place to go. They wax everybody. There is not a point in going anywhere else. If you need business cards and you want to get cost-effective business cards, it's Vistaprint.com, and do it now. Vistaprint has thousands of designs on their website, or you can upload your own artwork. Vistaprint's just launched a new and improved card without a price increase, and right now, this is the best deal I have ever heard about business cards. You get 250 of them for just $10.
Say it again, because that's
That's
wacky.
scary money.
Good stock.
Yeah.
250 brand new business cards for $10. That's half off the regular price.
Wow.
But only if you enter the code TMOS in the search bar in the upper right-hand corner. And Vistaprint prints all kinds of things. Check out their whole line. Again, for half off those premium business cards, enter the code TMOS at Vistaprint.com. Want to give a round of applause to our good friend Matt, who is in here.
Thank you, Matt.
Tony Boy.
Helping
He
us with
is
the video.
over here helping out the Mike O'Mara show with the new camera setup, and it looks fantastic. And Oscar, this is a dramatic improvement for the show.
Thank you, man. We're
Good
continue to evolve. What we're trying to do is really reinvest in the show, and that's what it's all about. And we thank you for the support and your patience.
Hope
Wonderful.
you are enjoying the video. We will continue to tweak that.
And now that Matt has got the cameras right, he can go back to focusing on his weight loss.
there we go. Yeah, you want a burger or something, brother?
I thought that was Zoolander over there.
Are you one of these guys that can eat anything he wants?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Let's kill him.
God, I hate that.
And he's
Yes.
got, and this is going to sound weird, he's got like an 8-pack. Like he's actually has muscle underneath.
Really?
Yeah, that shirt.
Well, I mean, if there's no fat at all, you're going to have.
But you
know,
could just have ribs.
The amazing thing is the way Oscar ran with his hands over his head screaming to bring that up. He sort of shoehorned that into the whole conversation.
And so Matt Holstein is.
No, be nice, Mike. Matt McClure.
Matt McClure. Very good. How much do you weigh, Matt?
About 145.
Me
145.
too.
Yeah,
And
that's-
how tall are you?
6'1".
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing? And this is really almost true. The amount of weight that's sitting in RJ's chair right now
Right.
is the amount of weight that RJ has lost.
Right.
He left it behind.
And it really is. You could just, if RJ just carried him around, it would be like having the old RJ back.
And a message to RJ. Congratulations on your incredible weight loss. We know you're in Tampa. Stop gaining it back. Thank you very much.
My God.
I wish somebody had said that to me.
Very
I wish somebody
What
had said that
happened?
to me.
Is he getting bigger?
Huh? Yeah. In my opinion.
I would say
What are we afraid of him?
I know.
Come on.
Like,
I would say
Not at all. This is.
I would say perhaps yes, there might be a slight spin out down there. Get back on the stick.
There, Robin.
We all want you to be the best you can be.
Rob and I know more than anybody else.
I'm sure.
I had a spin out the other night. I called Christy. I rode to Wait Not yesterday. I got
2:45 in the morning.
You know what? You'd be surprised. Your timing is probably right. I melted down. I
meant the call.
I was so depressed after the debate the other night that I ate.
I worried about that.
I ate.
Did you put your phone on silent? Because I tried to call you.
I called Buzz.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I tried to. Maybe I got straight to voicemail, and I was like, "He's pissed."
Really?
Yeah.
He was. He
no,
was
I
not
would have
happy.
taken. I would have loved to take your
He would have
call.
liked to have
And I
chatted.
called you last night, and it went straight to voicemail.
Really?
Yeah,
Sort of a trend.
Probably that iPhone 5.
might be.
Wait a second. Let me see.
Oh,
Mike's
look
going to check his call records.
Look how he's
Yeah.
got you blocked. It's sad, right?
You have me blocked.
Yeah.
I got you at 10:07 a.m. You
But
called me this morning.
I got in this morning.
There is no
Last
you.
night.
Oscar
I'll
called
show
me.
you
He was
my
going to say,
log.
"Listen, make sure to talk about Matt's 8-pack.
It's dreamy.
Hold on.
He's so hot."
Hold on.
How did you happen to?
I don't know.
No, there is no you. You were you
There's
loaded?
no you.
No, you
Were
know what?
you
That
loaded?
really,
No, I
that's
definitely
sad
called
if you
you.
say that to anybody. Don't tell anyone there's
I called
no you.
I called you last night to tell you that Ponyboy was coming in.
Yeah, but I get your call. You called me this morning too and telling me that.
To confirm, but I didn't want to just invite him and.
I have my
Not say
missed calls.
Did
You
you maybe
call
call?
myself.
Did you call the home number?
I don't know. This new phone.
All right.
It really is.
The iPhone 5.
might be.
So I was so depressed. I mean, it was everybody who watched it knows what the deal was,
Right.
and we were discussing it before the show that I think you've got a situation that that I heard the analysis done today. He's surrounded by yes men. Nobody's calling him on his style, and his style. Jay Farrow does a great impression of it. His style, this stammer. You can't do it. You can't stammer in a debate. You can't. You can't stammer through a debate. If you stammer in a debate, I am a debating expert. I swear to God. I know how to do it. And if you are going to stammer during a debate and make your points while you're thinking on the fly, your brain, the whole idea of a debate is that your brain and your mouth work rapidly.
And
that's what it is.
Up against a guy who's listing things off, item number 1, item number 2, item number, who looks super, super organized.
Could not have been better prepared.
Against a guy who's stammering and looking for the right words or phrases.
Absolutely.
You can't finesse this.
I just want to say this, Oscar, before you, and I'll go to you right after this. When you stammer during the greeting to your wife for your anniversary, and he said, honey, I just want to say happy. It's like, F you. I was so.
Do you want to hear that actual
I still
tape?
am. So, yeah. Listen to the initial. You have the initial greeting?
This is what he wishes our happy
This
anniversary.
is the greeting.
There are a lot of points I want to make tonight, but the most important one is that 20 years ago I became the luckiest man on earth because Michelle Obama agreed to marry me. And so I just want to wish, sweetie, you happy anniversary and let you know that.
No,
you can't do that.
And that is the one thing that he absolutely.
And he said the president, you're calling him douche. I love my president. I love Barack Obama. I think he's going to go down in history as a good president. I really believe that in my heart of hearts.
He had 30 seconds that he could absolutely prepare. He had 30 seconds that he knew he was going to shoehorn in there, and that's how he did it.
I have said all along that I truly believe in this president. I do. I have also said that my greatest concern with this president, this sitting president, is his inability to do one of the most important things in the job, and that is to communicate with the American people.
Right.
This is huge. This is what presidents do. If you can't fix this, and if you can't get better, and I'm talking about this is a massive style overhaul. This is significant. He doesn't have to be more aggressive. He doesn't have to be meaner. He doesn't have to be more defensive.
It's tighter.
He has to change the way he speaks. And that, I don't know whether he can do or not.
I don't know. I see him when he's in more informal settings, when he's talking one-on-one and, like, people are watching him, and if he's doing a looser interview with, like, a reporter.
That he doesn't do the stammering?
I think he has it in him.
I think he does, too.
But I don't know. Do you think there's
He's
a
had
chance?
4 years to get this right.
Do you think there's a chance, though, that it's almost on purpose, or it started as something
started
on
like
purpose.
that.
You say he's had 4 years to get this right, but I'm going to tell you something. This is worse than when he campaigned in 2008.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is what sucks about it. Look, my experience with the debate was, and if I may say, I will say that it was as billed. The build up into what happened that evening
It was a big deal.
Was what people said it was going to be.
Right, it was a big deal.
It was going to be a game changer for one party or the other.
Right.
And it changed, as everyone was saying, in favor of Romney because he came out. And I heard half the debate just audio-wise. I was listening on.
Oh, that's good. So you heard the audio. You didn't watch it on TV.
But I was interested to see the video on the back end. So I caught the second half actually on TV. But as I'm driving into D.C. from Manassas, because I was here before the debate started.
Right.
Oscar
was here with Matt working on the camera.
I literally was like...
They were on the treadmill.
There's no way that Romney is this tight. And by tight, I mean when you listen to a disc jockey and he's quick and he's fast and he moves. And as guys in this profession, you can tell when someone is just... laser sharp, laser focused, and they know what they're talking about, or at least they make you seem that they know what they're talking about.
The only good news,
believe that.
The only good news, in my opinion, for the president is now he legitimately will have diminished expectations in the next
year.
He
said lower your expectations. Well, and they're down now.
And you know what? Who knows? I had a guy on my thread write rope-a-dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think so. With that said, the employment numbers today that came out, with unemployment under 8.8% for the first time ever, that is a significant number for the president.
Yep.
That is the only number for the president.
And no one expected that, right?
Nobody expected that. And
that was a Hail Mary.
Which is why the numbers are being questioned.
Oh, well, of course. They wouldn't be questioning it if it was 8.3%.
Right.
So, I mean,
Mark is questioning it.
And look, they deal with the same numbers. They both, if Romney is going to campaign on unemployment being over 8%, he can't disavow numbers under 8%.
That's right.
He can't. Everybody knows that.
Unless he says the
legitimate,
books were cooked, and a lot of Republicans are saying the books were cooked.
Well, they're saying that because
they don't like the numbers.
But
right.
right. It's and that's what everybody does.
But can we go back to say what happened? Because there was a time where Barack Obama was as laser sharp and as focused. And, I mean, think about his candidacy in 2008.
Right.
He was able to connect with American people.
Yeah.
Mike's right that he is surrounded by sycophants, but I think the other thing that's happened, and I've heard this observed historically, that sitting presidents often don't do well in a debate because, well, they're the president, and they have been surrounded by sycophants, and I don't think they don't have that hunger. They don't feel that pressing need.
I also want to say one thing that hasn't been said here. Sitting presidents also, no one has said this, and I haven't seen this. I might have missed it. No one has said this, that sitting presidents have a responsibility, more than any other human beings in the world, to measure their words.
You're right.
They have to be extraordinarily
more careful.
And
than
when
the
you
challenger.
get in the office, I think you're right. When you're a challenger and you're running, he has to be careful too.
Shoot from the hip.
I think that causes that, and this is senators, congressmen, everybody else. When you're measuring your words and you're being very careful, we have the luxury. Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, anybody that flaps their gums in a radio situation can just throw crap out there without really worrying about the consequences. Outside of saying something completely egregious, you can really say any opinion. I do it here. You can't do that when you're president, and I think it handicaps you when you're in a debate situation.
Yeah, but that's what separates the great communicators like Bill Clinton.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Totally.
You know?
And is Barack Obama capable in that aspect of his presidency to be a great communicator? I'm not sure.
In the next few days, we're going to see, I'm sure, a hit in the polls. The question is, can he recover? I'm pessimistic. As an observer, as a guy who, again, I'm not a cheerleader for Obama. I just didn't want the other guy to win.
You must have been pissed.
I was. Why help a guy who doesn't seem to be helping himself? Yeah. Why help a guy who doesn't seem... It was like watching a boxer take a dive.
Yeah, it really was.
It really was
terrible. It was that
like
horrible.
He didn't want it. Like he didn't want the job anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day,
I think it comes out of arrogance also.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Historically speaking, my favorite sitting president was Franklin Roosevelt.
Get that joke? Did you get that joke that he just made?
Yeah, because he had polio.
Thank you.
Too soon?
Confined to a wheelchair.
Yeah, but we're all having like a great conversation.
I know. He doesn't care. doesn't.
Somebody has
care.
to bring the funny, or at least
Rob
try.
is more.
Doing what I can here.
Rob is more politically engaged than he's ever been
That's
since
true.
I've known him, and it's not because of this show. It's because he really is this time around.
Yeah.
I just thought that it was a joke. I thought it was a complete joke, and I am historically I'm used to my Democratic Party leaders disappointing me.
Yeah,
Laying down.
It's routine.
That's our story, isn't it?
It's routine.
Lay down, Barack.
And maybe that says something.
Can we get you something to drink?
And really, what do you say in the old sports adage? He wanted it more.
True
He
enough.
looks like he wants it more.
Right.
And we'll see what happens with the next debate. I think anything is possible in these debates, but I do think they are significant. I think communicating with the American public is part of your job as president.
He had just pulled out into a lead in what had been a very, very close race, and in one night just blew the whole thing. Just set a record for fundraising, and in one night then just blew the whole thing. I cannot believe it.
Legitimately, it felt like he just got off the track and was running a marathon.
Did you hear the people
type of energy he
that?
brought to
Did
the
you hear the
stage.
people that said altitude might have had something?
Yeah, we'll have that. We'll have that in the.
Al Gore said that.
We'll have that in the
Al Gore
audio.
said
Actually, I can
Wow.
play it for you now if you like. Here's
Okay.
Al Gore. Was it on the Fox News channel?
I believe it was.
One of those outlets.
Altitude.
I'm going to say something controversial here.
Okay, at least he prefaced it by saying
Obama arrived in Denver at 2 p.m. today, just a few hours before the debate started. Romney did his debate prep in Denver. When you go to 5,000 feet,
Exactly.
and you only have a few hours to adjust,
That's interesting.
I don't know, maybe kind
Training
of
at
a-
altitude. This is it.
Blaming the altitude.
How about talk to any NFL player?
Yeah,
that needs to go
exactly.
play in
It's the
Denver,
same
mile
thing.
high.
Right.
And another
I
thing.
mean, they're killing themselves.
Yeah.
The thing
Exactly.
is BS.
The thing that really surprises me the most about all of this is going into it, no matter what you thought was going to happen to the debate, most people thought the debates weren't going to change anything.
I thought it'd be even.
Yeah, well, even no matter what, I thought that my personal thought
And
is
they
that
have
going
been for
into
years.
it,
They
yeah,
have been for
going
years.
into it, it was just going to reinforce what people already
right,
thought.
right.
Barack Obama laid down so bad,
Wow.
he actually is going to let things change. And to
Flabbergasted.
do that, that's not a win for Romney. That's a loss for Barack
you let
Obama.
it
absolutely.
Yeah, let it happen.
It's like rooting for a sports team, and that day your team just doesn't show up.
You know, as somebody who is favoring one team, and I have put my paycheck where my brain is on this, and we are constantly now. If if you donate to a political party, they just will not let you up. They constantly are
Friends for
on
life.
you. For people that do that, the feeling of being let down cannot be overestimated
Well, that's
from
right.
the people on our team. With that said, yes, I do believe that the policies are still strong, and I do disagree with a lot that the other team has to say. But I have always thought that one of the biggest jobs the president has is communicating, and
Maybe the biggest.
and Romney showed that he could communicate. At the same time, I still remember the 47% comment.
I do
and
too.
the brilliance of the Romney campaign is to come out today and disavow those comments, and I think that is what the president should seize on.
I heard that he has retracted that. He has said that he didn't mean that. He's apologized for it. Apparently, because he's going to be campaigning in Ohio. And in Ohio, that's a big...
What I was saying is that he did retract.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he needs to. I apologize.
But don't you think he should have retracted it immediately?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's what if I'm advising the other team, that's what I'm going to say. Well, if you're saying now you're wrong, why didn't you say that the day after?
Yeah. Right.
And it's not the original comments now; it's what he said the day after, when he had 24 hours to think about it, and then he changes again.
Right.
Which to me is playing right into what Mitt Romney does, and we'll see what happens.
Why didn't he? That was. It's like having just a layup. Why? And I'm still undecided. Though I was really impressed by Romney. I was really impressed by him.
Right.
Who couldn't
I'm
be?
still undecided, but I sat there and I said, when is Barack Obama going to bring up what he said? And it wasn't brought up.
Unbelievable.
At all.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they talked about the lies and the half truths that Romney said. Well, you're on the stage. You're Barack Obama. You need to do that. And I really, I cannot tell you that opening greeting to his wife.
You knew right away.
I used to do it with youth in government years and years ago. I was involved in a lot of political debates. I did it, and I know that it's extremely difficult. You have to be prepared. But even if you're not prepared, it's your delivery.
Yep.
I don't think he should.
That's what debating is. If people knew how much crap debating really is about, it doesn't matter. So, well, there were half-truths. Well, they both had those.
Yeah. Say it like you mean it.
You have to present it.
Make us believe the right half.
I'm sorry. It makes me so angry when you've got that kind of a mind, that intellectual ability, and you are stammering through it. Stop it.
It's a terrible thing to waste.
You have to stop doing it.
You could probably do a decent job of showing and the listening public what you want. You're Barack Obama. You do your Obama, and you come out and you do it the right way. To Michelle.
I think we have been listening to this particular candidate half-truths and lies throughout the entire campaign, and I think if anybody studies his record and sees what he's been saying, they'll know as American people that this is not the right man to elect as president of the United States. You just don't do... You say what you say. It wasn't an incredible delay, but it was enough of a delay.
He looked incompetent.
For the first time, and I would use the 7.8.
The weakness of it. Yeah,
it was
he gave America just enough time to second guess it.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
it. And if you go and you can go and say the sky is green.
Yeah.
And if you say it with enough conviction and then move to the next topic, you might get away with it.
Yep. Yeah.
But you just got to mean it, and you can't slow down.
Yeah, and there was so much hype leading up to this debate, and then you get a guy that really shows up and another guy that doesn't. Chris Matthews, I love watching the top of his head explode.
You want to hear that too?
Yeah.
Here's Chris Matthews.
What was he doing tonight? He went in there disarmed. He was like, oh, wait, an hour and a half, I think I can get through this thing. And I don't even look at this guy. Where's Romney? I love the split screen. Staring at Obama, addressing him like the prey. He did it just right. I'm coming at an incumbent. I got to beat him. You got to beat the champ. And I'm going to beat him tonight. And I don't care what this guy moderator, whatever he thinks he is, because I'm going to ignore him. What was Romney doing? He was winning.
Yes. And then he went home and boned Kathleen Matthews.
And how do you think the Obamas did that night, huh? With his wife sitting there in the audience watching him get pummeled?
She looked terrified.
She probably
before the debate.
She beat the crap out of him.
Ann Romney looks like she always looks.
That's right. Welcome to the House of Wax.
That expression never changes. But really, Michelle Obama looked absolutely terrified before that debate.
Do you think something happened before he hit the stage?
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
No, I think he...
You should be coming on pretty soon, dude.
I think... Look, I think our...
Listen up. That was my skull. I've got to go out and see Jim Laurer.
I think our president is thoughtful. I think he puts a lot of time and care into his policy. I think he's a good world leader. Yes. I really, really do. But I think he is arrogant, and I think he took it for granted that he could get out there and wing it, and he's got to have his S together or forget all about it, because I could see 2-0. I could see 2-0. But with that said, I really do believe that things are getting better under this administration. I do. And look at the statistics. They bear me out. So that's that. Now that's what they have to harp on.
And when you say arrogance on his, I don't necessarily blame him for even being arrogant. I think he's got himself surrounded in a situation. Again, you've mentioned sycophants. He's allowed to be arrogant.
Yeah.
And they need to kick his ass a little bit in a most figurative sense.
I guess the one telling aspect of the whole evening was when you go to the talking heads, their representatives, their campaign managers, and David Axelrod, who runs...
he's another dipshit.
The Obama campaign.
Language, Mike.
I have hated David Axelrod since the very beginning. David Axelrod communicates the exact same way Barack Obama does.
When they said, "Are you proud of what your president, Barack Obama, the way he showed himself up tonight?" And he couldn't even say he was proud, not even lie to everybody.
David Axelrod, I cannot. I would keep David Axelrod. I would take David Axelrod, and he got the president elected. He did.
Yeah,
he was instrumental in doing that.
Stuck around,
but he's very frustrating as a talking head. I've always hated David Axelrod on television. And are you ready, Obama campaign? As you prepare for the next debate, put John fucking Kerry in a bus and send him so far away, because that Frankenstein douchebag is not capable of punching his way out of a paper bag. He's not. He sucks. He's the worst candidate we've had in modern history, in my opinion. And you got him preparing Barack Obama for the debates. I'm sorry, that's a huge mistake.
So we recap what Mike just said was Kerry bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry I say things about the president. I do that because my feelings are hurt and I want him to do well.
I get it.
And I want him to do better.
Why don't you love me? I love you. Why do you hurt me? I love you. I love you. I hate you.
Barack Obama alone. Leave him alone. All right, we'll take a break. Come back with Rob and his magic audio vault right after this. Oh, we have a new Gabe Strine animation too.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So be aware of that. A new Strine animation featuring, can I say it?
Of course.
Featuring Dick Queasy.
I like the way he looks.
Phenomenal.
That's available too. We'll take a break. Come right back. You know what? Not a bad time to be a sports fan here in the Washington, D.C. area. The Washington Nationals are division winners in the National League East, and they are going to the playoffs, and I know everybody's excited about that.
And Teddy won! Teddy won!
God, that's so ridiculous.
I know.
This segment is brought to you by ScoreBig.com. If you want tickets, this is the place to go. You can go to a game, and you can look around you and say, man, look at all these open seats. They say they're sold out, but they're not. Score Big figured this out. A lot of people have been trying to figure this out for years. Score Big, they knew how to do it. There's a better way to get tickets, and it's called ScoreBig.com. They work with the teams. They work with the promoters. They work with other ticket providers, and they give you an opportunity every time to save 10 to 60% on your favorite team, whether it's baseball, NFL, the NBA, college, or someday maybe the NHL. I would love to see that.
Soon.
But baseball playoff tickets, yes, they are available. I would check out Score Big, see how we can do. First game is, that's what I hear, sold out.
Right.
Who knows? Check it out with Score Big. Tickets at ScoreBig.com are always below box office price, guaranteed. Go to ScoreBig.com and enter the code TMOS at checkout and save at least $30 off the box office price on your first purchase, and we thank them. Let's open up the audio vault.
Thank you, Mike.
For today, Friday, October 5, 2012.
50 years ago this very day, the Beatles released their first 45 RPM record, and can you believe that? And also 50 years, I believe, this week for the James Bond franchise as well.
That is correct.
So that's a big week for Great Britain.
Was this the single?
And there's something funny is that EMI and Parlophone are putting out a reproduction of the 45 with the original sleeve and everything.
Cool.
But they had to yank them all because they put the wrong version out.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, because when the Beatles recorded this, George Martin, their producer, says, you're a good band. I don't like the drummer. And he brought in someone for their first session to replace Ringo. Ringo played tambourine on Love Me Do.
Really?
And they put out the wrong version when they released it. So that if you can get your hands on one of these first ones, it's going to be worth a mint.
So Beatle Files would have raised the roof.
I've already looked around. They're not available.
Okay.
They've pulled them. And while you were talking about sports, I just want to say a quick hello to everyone at Loudoun County Public Schools. I'm doing an event for them tonight. There is at Tuscarora High School in Leesburg. It's called the Harlem Wizards, and they're playing the teachers. It's like a Globetrotters deal. Yes. And it's a charity deal, and they asked me a few weeks back if I would come out and be the MC for this.
Okay.
And I said I'd be glad to do that. The Wizards travel with their own MC, but I'm going to assist, and I've gotten pages and pages of thank yous to read to the engaged
So you're
people.
pretty happy about this?
Yeah, until they said, you're going to need to buy a ticket.
Oh,
it's for a good cause.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
So
I just thought that, I had no problem really buying tickets for my family to come to the event. But if you're going to ask someone to come and volunteer to actually, work the event,
that's
maybe comp them a ticket.
I wouldn't do it.
So hi there.
I think it's a great business plan.
It's for the schools.
Okay.
It's actually they're splitting it between the elementary, the middle, and the high school.
How much are the tickets?
$10.
$10?
$10, and they've pre-sold.
Is your family coming out?
Not anymore. We thought about it, but they have pre-sold 700 tickets.
Really?
And it's at Tuscarora High School. Doors open at 7. If you don't have a problem with paying for coming in, I invite you to come out and see it. Should be pretty cool.
Well, so you're plugging it even though they pissed you off?
They did piss me off.
Now,
I just wanted to get to the right ears. That's really not the way.
How did it go down?
I agreed to do this 2 months ago. They said, will you come out and guest MC tonight?
Take a freebie away from a Spiewak, and you got some serious problems.
I'd love to see this freebie taken away from an O'Mara or a Santana or an Elston and see how it's handled.
We wouldn't be put in this position.
Did you? Now, let's
Yes,
be
you
honest.
would. Why?
You told me
because if you agreed to do something, this is a clown shoe, dance, beep, beep, nose auction, essentially.
Yes.
And you have agreed to do those in the past.
Yes.
Okay, and if you agreed to do something that benefited something that meant something to you and your kids, pretend you have kids.
Now, be honest,
pretend you have loved ones.
Before the show, you said you asked for tickets for your whole family.
No, I never did.
No, you said that. You said you were complaining about that.
No, I said those I would pay for.
Oh, okay.
I never asked for that.
Right. You never asked for that.
If it was
well, then you're completely legit.
If it was $10, I'd be like, here's your $10. It's for the schools.
God, Oscar's so awesome.
Oscar, you would be pissed too if somebody asked you to do that. I'm not going to pay.
And also it was never brought up until 4 days before
I'm
the
not
event.
going to pay if I'm performing on any level.
But is the stress that's caused worth $10?
It's principle.
It's the principle.
They
what happened is
principle.
I'm donating
if
something
it was $100, I'd be pissed.
I'm donating something that I hope is worth a little more than $10, maybe $12.
It's the respect issue too. It's just like, no, you have to pay like everybody else. How did they walk us through it?
Okay.
How did it happen?
I was asked 2 months ago to do it. I said yes. And as the event gets closer, you get the emails, tell you what time to be there.
Here's the key. Now, each time you hear a ding, it's Rob's point is legitimate.
Okay.
He was asked.
Right.
Thank you.
And I said, yes, I'd be glad to do it. Let me know when the details become available, what you need from me. I said, okay. So about a week ago, they said, we're 1 week away. And I said, great, please let me know what time you want me to be there. Okay? I get another email. It says, please be there at 6:45 because the doors open at 7. I'll probably get there at 6:30 because I don't know what I'm doing.
You're still doing it.
And I'm still going to do it.
Okay.
And then I said, by the way, what do we do about tickets? And I said, she replied, you can pre-buy tickets for your family at your school. I said, great. Do I need a ticket? She said, all volunteers require a ticket.
Oh.
Can I make a point?
Interesting.
And I see where he's coming from. I actually agree with him now. But you hoard yourself out because you do bingo, locker duty, everything else. They just expect you to play
I don't
ball.
do everything.
You're a celebrity.
No, and this is
Treat yourself like one.
Actually, this is my first event at the high school. This is Julia is at the middle school. Robert's still at the elementary school.
The volunteering.
They will ultimately go there, and you have to. And here's something else. Again, pretend that you have loved ones. When you have a child, when you go to school, you're going to have to do something. You're going to hold yourself.
My parents did dick.
Neither did mine. Didn't either.
Yes.
But different culture now, and you're going to have to whore yourself, even if it's washing a car
So all
or baking a cupcake. You will be shamed if you do not. You will. You will.
All volunteers. All volunteers. So at least it's not just you.
Did
It's
Mike ever
all
do anything?
volunteers.
Did you ever do anything?
I did auctions. I did auctions.
This would be like me asking you to help me fix my flat tire, and you say, "Oh yeah, I'd be happy to," and I say it's only going to cost you $10 to help me.
Yeah.
You can help me, but I'm going to charge you.
He's helping.
Yeah, but I guess
for the presentation.
I guess the point is
he's
this.
not even like a regular volunteer. If you're a regular volunteer that's like taking a ticket, that's not the same as getting on microphone. You're part of the entertainment.
I agree with you, but he should say no to these things.
I didn't say no
you should
because
say-
I was asked to do it and I wanted to help out. I didn't know I was going to be charged
I would
until
tell him,
2 or 3
first
days
of all,
ago.
I would make a fist tell him to go to hell. I would. That's what I would do.
And
I mean,
you know
if
what?
you'd say-
I
yeah.
would if I didn't think somehow it would make my kids in a less comfortable
I'll
situation.
bet you get in free tonight.
We'll see.
Do
We'll
you,
see.
no, so you haven't purchased your ticket yet?
No, I'm going to buy at the door.
I would just walk in.
Yeah, just walk in. Don't
Or
do it.
maybe just walk sideways.
Yeah, right.
But I promise you this, I was going to bring the whole family, but
Who's
I'm
the
not
lady
now.
that said, so you asked about
I
tickets?
will not name names.
So you asked about tickets and you got an email back that said all volunteers
Yeah,
must buy
I
tickets?
do want you to see one thing, and I know that Buzz...
Because it sounds like somebody's twattering you.
Buzz and Oscar and Mike will all appreciate this. They said, we have your thank yous prepared. I expected like maybe some bullet points. Look at this. You can just see the size of the document from this distance. These are
Rob.
It's a novel.
You have to make a fist on this one. It'll make it more good, but here's the thing. You don't have to do it in a rude way. You do it like, I'm sorry, I'm sick.
Yeah.
Leave them high and
Or
dry.
tell them you pulled a
There's
hammy.
there's some hand who just,
Can't do it.
who doesn't have, I would lay dollars, I would put money down that the person that's in charge of this does not have a day job. That
Of
does
course
not
not.
work
Oh,
in
God,
the
do
real
I know that.
world and is pulling a power trip.
I got it. Send a proxy.
Are you busy tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I guess I have to go.
But
No,
if
I'm
you
going
send
to
a
go.
proxy, then you look like a big baller.
I'm going to
and you don't
go.
even
It has
show
nothing
up.
to do with the $10. What it has to do with is the fact that you're donating your time, which in schools all around the country, private and public, time is a commodity. We had tuition breaks for parents that would come out in the spring and help with the landscaping at the
really?
school.
Wow.
Yes, you would get a credit for it.
Right.
That's what it was all about.
It's amazing, and there are organizations that are school-like. I know that the swimming, they actually make you document your volunteer minutes. If you want to pay to have your kid on the swim team, you have to say, well, I did 20 minutes here, 40 minutes here.
Pardon the pun, foreign for me, because literally...
I don't get it.
My dad and mom probably didn't see the school. They saw it when I went there, and they paid for it.
It's
and
a
then
different.
They saw it when I graduated.
It is very different now, and I think Mark will even back me up. I bet it's different for you than it was when you went to school.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, my mom would occasionally maybe show up for something, but nowadays, if you don't show up, it's not even that you worry about the parents looking down on you. It's that you're disappointing your kid because Johnny's dad did this. Why didn't you do it?
So does someone smell something burning
with your kid?
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know.
Can you go check the kitchen?
Thank you.
Somebody's either cooking or something's gone horribly awry.
Wow.
The dog is in the oven.
I'm freaked out.
I don't see any smoke outside the curtain.
No, and I don't see. We would have heard a smoke detector if there was something.
Not necessarily. If you saw NBC News this week.
Is it coming out of there?
Something, yes. Turn it off.
Oh,
Turn that
you know
off.
what? A bug flew in there.
Yeah, a bug flew into the halogen.
Oh, stink bug!
Oh my God!
Just turn it off.
A bug flew into this halogen lamp.
Wow.
And,
Now let's see what the cameras look like now with that turned down.
Well, now it looks sexier, and it smells like burnt bug.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
But you can barely breathe. I mean, it's pretty intense.
Well, it's a stink bug.
All right.
Is it
right.
really?
Anyway, my play tonight, I will not. I will not leave them high and dry. I will try to not pay, and if I do pay or if I don't,
Hey,
I will.
Matt, can you tilt that lamp down so I can look what's in it?
I would turn it off because now we're just slow cooking it.
Yeah. Yeah, turn it off.
Wait,
And then
there's
tilt
something.
it.
It's there.
Yeah, it's in the
The
lamp.
bug is on the bulb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because your wife is here and she is cooking, so I
Yeah,
thought
you
maybe
bet
that
she
was it.
is.
But no, there was actual smoke coming out of it.
Yeah, right.
I
That's
saw
what
that
it was.
now.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, if you
Is it a bug? Is it a stink bug?
Yeah, it's a stink bug.
Oh, God.
Fucking stink bug!
Oh.
Now, Mike, if you eat that stink bug, remember, no more than 300 milligrams.
Wow.
Send that
That's
to
a
Dick Casey.
powerful
Doesn't
fume.
it
Yeah, very
smell?
good.
Wow.
It's not just the stink. It's
But
hard
I
to
will
breathe.
tell the people that what they did tonight, whether or not I pay,
Unclassy.
I will tell them that
Not
was
classy.
mishandled. I will say, if you do this again in the future, you did not handle it right.
And deep down, there's a little piece of you that
Rob,
still wants to do
you
it.
have time after all that for one tape.
Yes, I want to play you one tape because this really made me stop what I was doing today. Last week, Letterman had what he called his Gizathon. He was making fun of his own bookers because not only was it Letterman, his two guests were Regis and Tom Dreesen. And about 3 times during the show, he said, "Hey, kids, ask your parents if you can stay up," because the combined age there, you're looking at like 210 years old.
Right.
And I just love this 1 minute with Regis. I hope this makes your weekend, as it
Okay.
did mine,
Very
Mike.
good.
But they were talking about Regis congratulated Letterman on being in the Kennedy Center honors.
Okay.
And Letterman, of course, brushed it off. He's not good at taking compliments.
But I know there'll be some sort of behind-the-scenes shuffling of, oh, crap, it wasn't really Letterman. I know that's going to happen. Holy God, no, we miscounted. Something will happen.
Regis would love to take a seat on your box.
What, is that a euphemism for something? What are you talking about?
They are good together.
What is going on at home? What exactly?
You've been to the Kennedy Center. They got these lovely boxes.
Yeah, I'm sure
and
they
people
do.
like you each sit in their own box. I just want to be a part of your success.
I understand. I thought maybe that was code.
Close it up, Mike. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
We'll take a break and come back with Buzz Burbank right after this, everybody, on Stink Bug Friday. Welcome back to MikeO'MaraShow.com. Hey, real quick before we get to Mr. Buzz Burbank, how did your little show at Quench go, you and your brother?
Fantastic. When we put it up against the largest watched television event literally since the Super Bowl,
yes,
I think we did pretty great. We had 5 strong teams, and we're doing it again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Come on out to Quench, and we had a blast.
It was
great. Great crowd, and boy, you know what? The drinks there are just so tasty.
Very good. So check them out.
Did you sleep over Mark's?
I did not, as a matter of fact. And thank you to Diana and Michael Holstein for making it possible.
Very, very good. I'm glad you had a good time. So 2 weeks, what's that date?
That would be the the
17th, I believe.
17th of October.
17th of October. Go out and
8:30
see
at
March and Rob and also Diana Ash and have a great time.
Yeah, that's still smoldering. We need to just kill that lamp.
I think he wants it to work because you probably can't see Mike very well on the camera.
I know. Why don't we open a curtain and maybe let some light in that?
There you go.
I think the smoldering is me talking about Diana.
Buzz, is it really that bad?
It was pretty intense.
Well,
it was
Mike,
surprising.
can I issue a disclaimer if anyone's watching on the video?
Yeah.
Please pardon the absence of light.
You'll pardon. You'll pardon the absence of light. A canard. A prevarication.
What's the best costume for the day?
Let's bring in Buzz. Buzz Burbank and Stinkbug News.
Thank you, Mike. We're brought to you today by the Shenandoah Valley Wine and Music Festival.
Shenandoah.
Enjoy breathtaking views of the
Look at that scenery. Fantastic. The Shenandoah Wine Festival.
Think of that.
I love it.
Enjoy breathtaking views of the Blue Ridge Mountains, taste amazing Virginia wines, and listen to great bands all day long.
Taking my daughters to this.
Are you really? Cool.
And I know why, too. It's because of the pumpkin chunking.
Talk to me later.
Pumpkin chunking.
I need to know how many tickets you need.
Okay, very
Yeah, but you got to pay.
Yeah, you got to pay $10 to get in.
And it's not just your usual pumpkin chunking. They're going to use engineered catapults that have a 3/4 mile range.
Wow.
I can't wait to see a pumpkin go that far.
This is great. Is this a new festival?
I think they've been doing it a little while now. I don't know how many years, but they have.
This is fall. This is Virginia. This is what I want to be a part of.
Maybe it's one of the few great things about our state, Mike.
Yes.
And you know what? It's going to be better this year.
You know how many things are great about this state? Two.
And this is one of them.
This is one of them. What is it again?
It's the Shenandoah Valley Wine and Music Festival with pumpkin chunking.
It's going to be better this year because the catapults are not pointed towards the cars.
When is it, Buzz?
It is Friday, October 12th through Sunday, October 14th at the Long Branch Farm in Millwood, Virginia, just off Route 50. For more details, visit historiclongbranch.com, where advanced discount tickets are on sale till October 10th. Take the kids and take in the fall colors, the Shenandoah Valley Wine and Music Festival.
Little tip in on this, heard on the news yesterday. This will be the most intense fall foliage.
Probably, yes.
That we've had in years.
I bet I know why.
Why is
I
that?
bet it's based on the very dry summer we had. It makes the colors more vibrant.
Thank you. You out-wussed me on that.
I always do, Mike. Sometimes without even breaking a sweat.
So there's this. Unemployment, or at least the numbers on it, fell in September to their lowest level since January of 2009. Officially, unemployment is now below 8%.
Nobody saw it coming.
At 7.8%.
Nobody saw this coming. And when you've got another campaign.
That's what she said.
Well, this right now, this is, you got Obama that is over the abyss, right? He was hanging, twisting in the wind, and people were saying, wow, this could be the real game changer. I think this is a huge number for the Obama administration.
It's not bad news, but again, you have a lot of people saying, I think they've cooked the books because of the campaign.
That's crap.
You have them also saying that you have to realize that one of the reasons for the number falling off are the millions of people who've stopped looking.
That's not true, though. All those statistics are not true.
Right,
I mean,
but
I was
that's
watching
what you're going to hear.
You know that news channel you tell me to stay out of that I don't? I watched
the Not News channel?
I was waiting for this number. I was waiting for this number, and I watched the analysis. The numbers are, in fact, actually better. The numbers are trending better with jobs in the private sector. So
and I'll tell you, that in fact is true.
Listen to us though. No, we don't have any radio stations knocking on our door.
Yeah. And were you watching Al Jazeera?
The other number that may be even more significant than the unemployment number. Someone's at the door.
It might be a radio station.
Hey, look. Oh, all right. Hey, look at that.
Perhaps a more significant number is that 57% of the American people believe the economy is recovering. That may be a more important number than the unemployment figures.
Did you hear what Obama said about the numbers? He issued a statement.
Hold your breath.
If you can make sound like this.
Now count to 3.
Very well mic'd.
Come with me and you'll be.
There's the confidence.
In a world of pure imagination.
Barack Obama.
I love him.
Oh, I hate to bring this up, but the Gulf of Mexico may be leaking oil again. The Coast Guard
or something.
Looking at an oily sheen near the site of the Deepwater Horizon spill of over 2 years ago.
It's Emilio Estevez.
Some of this oil that's being tested, it's the unheard of, brother, oily.
But that's the oily sheen.
Some of this oil is being tested to see if it's from that presumably capped well. American Airlines may be looking to spread around the blame for its loose passenger seats. This morning, an airline spokeswoman told CNN the seats may not have anchored properly because of a Buildup of coffee and soda spilled by passengers.
Clumsy, Mike. You're very clumsy.
Well, I mean, really, can you blame passengers for spilling coffee and soda when you're in that sardine?
It's a vicious circle.
You're in a sardine can and you can't move around. Of course you're going to spill crap.
Don't spill any seed, though.
Now all American has to worry about is the aging fleet of mostly grounded planes, bankruptcy, a labor dispute with its pilots, and the worst on-time record in airline history. Otherwise, things are going great.
Here I come, Miami.
Another airline, meanwhile, is offering to fly you out of the country if you don't like the way the election turns out.
Yeah, Mike.
There's a catch, of course. You have to pick your candidate now on JetBlue's website for a chance to win a trip to one of the 21 international destinations being offered as a prize.
That's a great idea.
Good promotion. Very disc jockey-esque.
Yeah. Quite a few Obama supporters might have been ready to leave the country Wednesday night, but a debate historian says these face-offs don't usually change the minds of most voters who've already decided. Bucknell Poli-Sci Professor Chris Ellis says it's generally agreed, I know you don't like him, but it's generally agreed that John Kerry won his debate against George W. Bush, and we all know how that turned out. Many Obama supporters were appalled that he didn't once mention the 47% remark. We were talking about this earlier. But even if the president had broached that subject, Romney apparently already had an answer ready. And Romney used that answer yesterday, as we've discussed, as he returned to the campaign trail. Romney now says he was completely wrong. Those are his words. Completely wrong to make that statement,
that's one of the few bright spots for debate techniques, because what you've got now is he's already gone there. So he's gone there. I'd bring it up again.
Oh, you have to.
It's funny how you disavowed these comments, but the day after, you were adamant.
For contrast, that is a harsher self-criticism than the inelegantly stated description that Romney had used earlier. His first reaction to being called on what he had said was, perhaps I stated that inelegantly.
Right. See, I crave an elegant candidate.
Now he's saying it's completely wrong.
Do you like elegance?
The Obama campaign, at least one of you does. The Obama campaign,
Come back, Mike, we need you.
Just you using the word elegant.
Elegance.
Rob, you gonna have a good time at the gig this weekend?
I can't. Mike, it's going to be elegant.
and perhaps fabulous. Will it be fabulous?
Mostly elegant. Wait till you see my pearls.
The Obama campaign, however, says Romney's remark is, as Mike pointed out, permanently etched into the minds of voters, and the Obama campaign also points out there are more debates to come.
Elegant debates.
Today, two campaigns are trading barbs. The two campaigns are trading barbs that describe Romney as dishonest about his $5 trillion tax cut, mostly for the rich. He did propose that. And Obama as lazy, with his lackluster debating as a metaphor for his lackluster performance as president.
You know, this means one thing. And for the first time in a long time, good time anytime.
That's right.
Summertime's the right time.
Really, the second debate between Obama and Romney, I think, is going to be higher rated as well. People are going to watch.
I was afraid
just to see
after that drubbing Wednesday night that people made up their minds and said, "Well, there's no point in watching the other debates." I think we have our answer.
I think it's actually going to be better watch. I think the numbers will be bigger.
Yeah, number one debate, too big a story.
It'll
be in Haiti, right?
What's that?
Going to be in Haiti?
I don't think so. I think it's right before Haiti. I think.
No. What Oscar's confused. The debate.
Oh my God! What night is it? Is it the 17th?
I think so.
I think it's the night that Robin.
Wait, if it's the 17th, that's when we're doing quenching.
Well, we will change that.
Find out when the second debate is.
And where you're confused, Oscar, is the debate is actually in Haiti. Mike will be back.
Quench for Knowledge not nearly as disappointing as the debate.
No, everyone loved it.
Yeah, whatever Carla's cooking smells good.
It's stink bug. It smells elegant.
Man, elegant.
The voter ID fight rages on. Meanwhile, Texas's decision to purge voter rolls of people who are potentially dead has been laid to rest. A Tennessee law which had been upheld is being challenged again. In Florida, questions have been raised about a questionnaire used by Republicans to register voters, and the top election official in Michigan has been ordered to appear in court about a checkoff box regarding citizenship on that state's voter registration
form.
Has
to do with Star Trek, I think, the checkoff box.
We have the vice presidential debate would be the 11th, and then the town meeting format October 16th with the two presidential candidates.
Oh, yes, so face.
There you go.
And town meeting should be interesting.
Yeah, but you didn't care. You wouldn't think about that. You don't think think about the debates. You don't think about your country.
Put that damn finger down.
You are not
What the
elegant.
hell's the matter with you?
You are not elegant.
I was ready to change it and make a new elegant date.
Mike, that was inelegantly stated.
It'll be elegant if you go see Rob and Mark and Quinn.
That's right. Come and answer elegant trivia.
Other news really fast. The FBI's finally gotten successfully in and out of our bombed-out embassy in Benghazi. 91 doctors and others have been busted in 7 U.S. cities for Medicare fraud. Florida's George Zimmerman, the man accused of killing Trayvon Martin, is suing NBC News for airing that 911 call edited to make Zimmerman look guiltier.
Yeah, he will. They will settle very quickly with him.
Big check signed by David Gregory.
And prominent Republicans in Colorado and Washington State have come out in favor of the ballot initiatives in those states to legalize the sale of recreational marijuana.
Oh my God!
Hey, got that in.
And finally, thank you, Florida, for a new law that will hopefully protect people from being attacked by alligators in swimming pools.
Really?
You see, Mike, gator parties have been the rage in Florida lately. People have been putting live gators into their backyard swimming pools for pool parties.
That's right, Miss Hathaway. Did you see what the neighbors did?
They tape their mouths.
No, they don't.
Yeah. One company even specialized in this, providing both the gators and a photographer so party goers could pose with the reptile.
Now, let me just... I watched a television program about
this. Yes.
This is not... You make it sound, you're conjuring here.
Well,
you make it sound like a bunch of people watching Florida State and drinking beer throw a gator into the back of their pool. This is usually little kids' birthday parties. They have little 3-foot gators.
Possibly go
now he's conjuring.
You're right, I can't defend the position.
But actually, a lot of the concern comes from animal rights people who say it's cruel to the gators.
Whose tail?
The new law only requires the sponsors of these parties to keep the gators on a leash. It doesn't ban gator pool parties, of course.
Funny, the gators here.
Because it's Florida.
Yeah.
I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Thank you, Buzz.
Elegant news. Thank you.
Our show was brought to you by the life-saving courses at Nova, Northern Virginia Community College. And fall is the right time for accidents outdoors. You got all those people getting up on those ladders and cleaning out the gutters. You know what to do if something happens? NVCC offers CPR and first aid training at campuses in Manassas, Loudoun, and Springfield. Like them on Facebook at NVCC AHA Training Center. Registration's open now. So click their ad on our website, Northern Virginia Community College and American Heart Association Training Center. Take a class to save a life. Stop by and see me at the yard sale tomorrow.
Hey, and bring your money.
I'll have a great deal, $50 on 4 motorcycle speakers.
Cash only?
Cash only.
On the barrelhead.
And who knows, maybe I might even be cooking burgers.
Good call. That's like found money.
Or stink bugs.
Yeah, or drinking. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Buzz.
No Buzz, yeah.
What? Buzz's birthday show on Buzz's birthday show on Monday.
Right.
1982.